Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you guys are having a great day, a great start to the beginning of the year. And along with the new year, we always have this mentality of a new year, a new me, and all this stuff. But the reality of it is that we've been thinking that way for the past few years, perhaps the past 10, 15 years, and we're still in the same situation that we were 10 or 15 years ago. See, because the problem is that there cannot be a new you without a different way of operating. And I know throughout these days in the holidays, we always read the verse Isaiah 9:6, where it says, "Unto us a child is born." And I just want to go over it just a little bit and how that applies to the new you. So yeah, in the verse in Isaiah, everybody reads and it says, "Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given," and that's where we stop. And we will read where it talks about the government will rest on his shoulders, but we never elaborate. So in life, we go around thinking that Jesus, and we put religion on his shoulders instead of the government. So we go around and we start preaching Jesus and the need for Jesus, but we do it in such a religious way. Are you saved? Things like in that fashion, to where have you accepted Jesus, but we don't realize why we're doing it. So today I want to just go into depth really quick, spark your interest, look it up for yourself. So the Jewish people rejected Jesus because they thought he was going to come and establish a physical kingdom, a physical government that was going to take them away from the oppression that they were facing then. And we realized that Jesus came with spiritual authority. Now, we also, as Christians, we fall on the opposite side of the spectrum sometimes, where we have the Jewish thinking he's not the Messiah because he didn't come to establish a physical kingdom like they were waiting for. And then we have Christians on the other side of the spectrum where they think that Jesus, all he came to do was to establish a spiritual kingdom. But the reality is that Jesus came to do both, to establish a physical and a spiritual kingdom, because we know that through the spiritual, the physical is manifested. So whatever we do in the physical affects the spiritual and vice versa. So Jesus came to establish both. So when we come to accept Jesus and you start looking at it not in religious terms of needing to be saved or anything like that, which we do, but when you start realizing why Jesus came was to establish the kingdom, to give us back the authority, you start realizing that it's more in the terms of government. And that's where in Isaiah where it talks about, and the government shall rest on his shoulders. So what we have now is here a king that gave his life for us, so that we now have been forgiven the debt. So pretty much what we were, even in today's world, you cannot become a citizen of a different country when you have a background that is inclined to crime. So now, as we try to become citizens of the kingdom of God, we were unable to because we had a debt to pay. So that's where Jesus came to pay the debt. Now, as he cleared our debt, now we are able to switch government. Now we are able to pledge allegiance to the government of God. But to do that, we must first renounce the government that we were born under. Just much like a natural world, right? If you were born in a different country and you wish to live the life of the American dream with the freedoms and privileges and rights that every U.S. citizen has, you must first renounce your citizenship in a different country. The way that country operated will no longer apply to the way you operated, because now you're under a new government, a new set of laws, a new set of freedoms that come along with it. So the same thing, we are born under the kingdom of darkness, but the moment that we renounce our citizenship to the kingdom of darkness and we pledge allegiance to the kingdom of God, now we're operating under different circumstances. See, the kingdom of darkness is more like communism and something that's held under oppression. But when we come into the kingdom of God, this is where we find freedom. See, so it's not a religious game. Jesus came to establish a kingdom here on earth. He came for us to usher in his kingdom. If it wasn't the case, why would he say, pray like this, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven? So he has given us the power to usher in his kingdom. He calls us citizens. He calls us ambassadors. But best of all, he calls us children. So see, when we go around life and we realize that, you know what, the devil is continually trying to cause destruction in our life, what you have to remember is that I'm no longer a citizen of the kingdom of darkness. So whatever power you had over me as the governor or government of the kingdom of darkness, you no longer hold it, because I have renounced my citizenship to you, and now I pledge allegiance to the kingdom of God. See, now the laws in the kingdom of God are the ones that apply, no longer these. So we can no longer operate how your other country, whether it was Germany, whatever it is, Mexico, the way they operated no longer matters. You can say, well, this is not, well, this is, you renounce that. You renounce your allegiance to them. And that's what we do. So keep in mind, we're not playing a religious game. Who are you allied with? Who is your allegiance to? When you accepted Jesus, are you still operating under fear? Are you still operating under poverty? Are you still operating under sickness? Everything else that govern the kingdom of darkness? You have been broken from those things through Jesus. Not in a religious way, but in a I'm about to take over, sign Jesus kind of way. So remember, before we can start a new year with the new me, we gotta switch kingdoms. So what side are you on? Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great day. And just remember that. Who are we pledging allegiance to? Examine our lives. That's not something to condemn you or anything like that. But let's change the way we think, because we're under a new government that rests on the shoulders of Jesus. Thank you guys. Have a great day.